You know, it's funny. In my spoiler-free review for Captain America Brave New World, I said, hey, no spoilers here. I saw enough comments in the comment section that were like, don't care, go ahead and spoil it. And not squeeze 2 videos out of this dried turnip? No way. Like Sam Wilson, we in our universe have no super soldier serum, but we can get a healthy mix of vitamins and minerals thanks to the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by AG1. AG1's your daily drinkable scoop of vitamins, minerals, prebiotics, probiotics, whole food sourced ingredients all in one. Because you know we're a little over a month into the new year, which means we're still getting healthy, right? New year, new you, don't give up. And for me, I really cracked down on that big time about a year ago now. Eating healthier, working out daily, wanted to take it to the next level, and it's been a journey over this past year. A journey, a lifestyle, but I'm always looking for ways to improve, you know? Get them vitamins. So many of us are so deprived of such things, not perfectly balanced as all things should be. Thaddeus will be very disappointed, but I appreciate help where I can get it. AG1, supporting body, mind, gut health. And if you don't want to have another drink to slam in the day, do what I do. Mix it in with your post-workout shake. 2 birds, 1 stone. I read on a bumper sticker somewhere that's optimization. So click the link below or scan the QR code to go to drinkag1.com/Johns. Subscribers save $20 off your first subscription to AG1. Thank you once again to AG1 for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate it. So yeah, this is my spoiler talk video for Captain America Brave New World. If you haven't seen the movie, you want to steer clear of spoilers, but you probably want to steer clear of this video. For the rest of you, stick around. We're going to talk about some spoilers. As always for my spoiler talk videos, not going to be a play-by-play, just some things that stuck out to me, some things I remember from when I watched it. Time is money, let's not waste both, let's get into it. So the plot of this movie, best as one can decode the few different iterations that have been stitched together into one film. There's an assassination attempt on President Ross. And you remember that big celestial that was hatching out of the earth that just kind of froze in place? There's this multi-nation power grab to seize that as their own, because what's in that thing is, that's right, drum roll, adamantium. Bringing adamantium into the world, thus bringing X-Men into the world. Does that mean X-Men have always been in this world and that's why they have to bring adamantium into this world? I thought X-Men were in another reality and they were going to bring them into this, in which that reality would have the adamantium. My one thought is, if they are going to do Wolverine, they're going to do the Weapon X storyline, they're going to have to fast track that. That is, if they're going to recast and do a new Wolverine, which is probably why they have Hugh Jackman. They're going to make him do it till he's 90. So hey, problem solved there. Point is, got to look into that assassination attempt and a worldwide power grab for adamantium. I feel like technologically the Wakandans are the most equipped to just swoop in there and take it, in which they can control the 2 most powerful metals on Earth. So Sam Wilson's friend Isaiah Bradley was one of the ones who tried to assassinate President Ross. Thing is, you, the audience, and everyone, if there was a camera in the room, which there was, can hear the music go off that does trigger the assassination attempt, in which a few people tried to kill him, including Isaiah Bradley. And Isaiah Bradley even says he doesn't remember trying to assassinate the president. He was there, he was watching the president talk, then he woke up in the park or wherever he was. That was the thing I was talking about. It's like everyone just forgot about Winter Soldier. Granted, Sam Wilson does address it at a point. Don't know if that was one of the reshoots where they were like, wait, he should probably say something. This is later on in the movie, he's being oddly vague about it. He was like, this reminds me of someone I knew who was activated to be a killing machine. This could be the same thing. Paraphrasing, but still. I just wanted someone to be like, oh, you're talking about Bucky Barnes. He's running for public office right now? Yeah, we know. But in the room, President Ross is like, how could this happen? They're like, we don't know, sir. We're just kind of baffled. It's like no one's ever had a soldier who's been activated to be a killing machine who was otherwise not a killing machine before. Which Serpent Society's in this movie, kind of. There's a group of mercenaries, terrorists, in which they're called terrorists, in which no one fired back with, you gotta stop calling them terrorists. So I'm glad they're actually able to call terrorists terrorists when they, you know, terrorize. I remember when Serpent Society was the conversation as the antagonists in this film, and now they're just kind of in it. But whatever. So the Isaiah Bradley angle, his friendship with Sam, the fact that Sam has faith in his friend, wants to clear his name, that's the personal story with Sam Wilson, which is great. He should have a personal story in his movie. Because a lot of the rest of it, it feels like he's just kind of picking up Bruce Banner's characters. Thaddeus Ross is president now. Is he a changed man? That's the question in the movie. I don't know, but I feel like Bruce Banner would probably be very invested in that question and the answer, because he has history with the character. Samuel Stearns is behind the scene, pulling the strings. You remember him? In the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk film, he was the character in which we were like, I'm sure they're gonna do something with him. 17 years later, they have. And I'm very sure Bruce Banner is invested in how this goes because he has history with that character. Then there are these scenes with Samuel Stearns where I'm like, why is he on a green screen? Is this a pickup? Did they refilm this Was he even planned to be in this from the beginning? At one point, did people realize new Captain America doesn't really have a nemesis to call his own, so he just has to pick up Bruce Banner's slack? I did laugh at the fact there's this moment someone doesn't fall into Samuel Stern's trap and he does the Spawn yell. He gets so mad. That's what they should have had be the nemesis in here, Martin Sheen. Make the Ebola virus look like a skin rash. Again, with this movie having interesting ideas that are half-baked, never come to fruition, there's this moment that Samuel Stern, someone says, "Who are you?" And he's like, "It's obvious, I'm the good guy." Then he gives the guy a heart attack with his little device. I get it, every villain sees himself as the good guy, so it's just kind of an on-the-nose moment. They could have had a much more complex story about Thaddeus Ross. Has he turned over a new leaf? Is he actually a better person than he was when he was an asshole? And this guy who is now being a dick, killing people, essentially created by Thaddeus Ross, but he's the good guy. Thaddeus Ross is the bad guy, but is he? That's the question. But no, by the end of the movie, it's like Thaddeus Ross is the good guy. He has turned over a new leaf. He's trying to do better. Even though Ross kept this Samuel Stearns guy in this super secret prison lab to make him heart medicine that he is secretly lacing with gamma radiation to turn him into Red Hulk. Ross is the good guy. You know, he even gave up his presidency after he turned into Red Hulk because he was like, the nation needed to move on. I'm not the guy. Obviously, I've been compromised. Very responsible. Good job, Ross. It's all about learning from your past, becoming a better man. That said, what about that green mutant genius you had locked away in a dungeon up until, you know, yesterday? Tell, don't show, but few different writers, few different iterations. I'm sure the editors are doing their best. Also, there's this Bucky Barnes cameo where Bucky talks to Sam, you know, give him a pep talk. And the pep talk was basically script damage control. He says something along the lines of, and again, I might be paraphrasing, but it was one of those, Steve Rogers was this, but you're this kind of thing. He says something along the lines of Steve gave people hope, but Sam gives people something to aspire to, or something like that. Whatever the phrasing, I do remember my thoughts after the speech being, I'm pretty sure Steve did both those things. Bucky should have been more real with him. Been like, look, Sam, the writers are doing you dirty. That's just no secret. You don't want to be in the shadow of Steve Rogers, someone who had his friend be basically a Manchurian candidate assassin that he had to prove the innocence of. But he never gave up on him, and you, Sam Wilson, are not giving up on your friend. A super soldier Manchurian candidate assassin whom you're trying to prove the innocence of. There's no better way to get out of the shadow of someone else than doing the exact same arc they did, only not as good. I get the advantage of having the character co-sign the passing of the torch even though he gave the nod at the end of Endgame, but it came across as a conversation that's more tell don't show. You don't feel worthy of Steve Rogers' legacy, and I get that. But in the end, are you worthy of picking up Mjolnir? But hey, we're all trying our best. All you can do is your best. And why didn't Bucky offer to help? He just drops by for a pep talk? Sounds like your friend's going through the same thing I went through. It ruined my life. Well, good luck with that. Anyhow, I gotta go. I just, busy. You would think Bucky would at least offer to help out more. But I guess he can't because his cameo was probably one of the reshoots. I like the fact that Red Hulk does bring that Hulk energy back in terms of the duality. Because that's what the Hulk is, Jekyll and Hyde. And after they took the Hulk and basically turned him into a big green CGI mocap Bruce Banner, he's just Mark Ruffalo, but more expensive because you have to CGI Mark Ruffalo. And that's probably why they were like, yeah, Thaddeus Ross has turned over a new leaf. Otherwise, this Red Hulk thing isn't going to give that Hulk energy, not the same anyway. So there is a tragedy there when the Hulk is wrecking shit trying to kill Sam. Not that Ross wants to, but he's out of his mind. He's the Hulk, which I haven't felt like that with the Hulk for a while. Funny thing is, why is nobody equipped with better anti-Hulk weapons? This world knows that Hulks, Titans, and otherwise big aliens that might want to do harm to the Earth are a real thing. Tony Stark had a Hulkbuster suit. The US military has what? Oh, jets and rockets, per usual. I'd argue the tech that Ross used in the Edward Norton Hulk against Edward Norton's Hulk was actually more refined to take the Hulk out. This is guns and rockets. They're rocking like it's 2007. I do have to call bullshit though, and the fact that Sam can take those hits, I get it, Wakanda armor and all. That said, at what point should we draw the line on what this armor can and cannot do when fighting the Red Hulk, and whether or not Sam should or should not have juiced up with that super soldier serum? He even says as much in here. He's all bleeding from the fight and he's like, I should have taken that serum. Bucky was full of shit. Sometimes it looks like the armor does have protection, other times not. But Giancarlo Esposito's pickaxe went into Sam's abdomen and he took a knife also, so I guess it gets punctured Also, he shrugged that off really well for someone not taking the super soldier serum. So after the climax of the movie, the Red Hulk scene that feels like it was filmed to be the climax of the film, after the previous climax of the film, an air battle around a frozen giant hatching out of the earth just kind of felt underwhelming. Now, former President Ross is in the raft, and his daughter has come to see him. Liv Tyler is Betty Ross. She has this one, how did she say it? I can't remember if it was here or the phone call they had earlier, but she says something to him like, I should have called after the assassination attempt or something like that. Yeah, you probably should have called your dad after someone tried to kill him, but if you did, we wouldn't be able to have this surprise conversation in Cameo by Bruce Banner's ex-girlfriend. Does Bruce want to be here? I'm sure he's kind of invested in this moment. Give Aragorn my love. Hope he's doing well. Well, let's just be real. I kind of want to see Edward Norton come back as Bruce Banner at this point. I do like that Edward Norton's Hulk's getting this love late in its life. I've always liked it as a movie. I always liked him as Bruce Banner. Other half-baked plot points were, oh, we got to get the Avengers back together. Something that's actually mentioned a couple times. It's mentioned in the movie, and then later on it's mentioned again. Maybe that leads into Thunderbolts. I don't know. It led to nothing here. Actually, now that I think about it, Thunderbolts being the name of the group, Thunderbolt Ross being his nickname. Maybe it's the namesake of him. Which would be weird because they talk about how it's a problematic nickname that he earned because he was an asshole. Yeah, let's name our new Avengers, but not the Avengers. Foes Suicide Squad, but not Suicide Squad. Marvel Suicide Squad, that same nickname. So yeah, those are my thoughts as I can remember them. Feels like they don't know how to give the Incredible Hulk a sequel or give Sam his own villains, make him his own man. So they just fuse the two together in this movie that feels like a rehash of other MCU ideas that will live in the shadow of those other MCU ideas that did it better. Side characters don't fit. They just don't matter. I would say they don't make sense, but they wouldn't make sense to the capacity that you would think about how they don't make sense. But you would give that very little energy because in the end, they don't matter. Because you don't care. This whole thing, Sam Wilson's big film to say, hey, I'm the new Captain America now. It actually exists to say, hey kids, adamantium's in the MCU now. Pretty cool. Harrison Ford's an 82-year-old man. He's no spring chicken. He no doubt already has back problems. You don't need to exacerbate it by making him carry this entire film at the capacity it can possibly be carried. That's elderly abuse at that point. Be better, Marvel. Be better. But yeah, he carries it. The green screen's noticeable, horrendous at times. Like when Sam Wilson's talking Red Hulk off the ledge, giving him the whole like, hey, big guy, the sun's getting real low kind of speech. He's clearly on a green screen. Just looks horrible. So yeah, now that National Singles Day is upon us, this just isn't the movie I'm going to recommend. There's a Captain America Brave New World. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more. Look, The Flash was much better.